Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive 717 here. I am back with another reading. I'm going to dive right into a divine masculine message. The message for tonight is they've been putting in and putting up a great effort to try to leave this connection behind. But I am hearing that many of them are not able to do that. Okay, they could be sending lots of feelings of passion towards you. We have deception. I feel like they can no longer continue to wear this mask. This could be a strong indication that a lot of the karmic energies have. I feel like they've gotten that epiphany or that wake-up call that there's no amount of cycles that they're going to go through with the divine masculine that's going to end the spiritual bond that they have with the divine feminine, okay? This could be your divine masculines literally experiencing explosions within the last, I would say, few months of things just really falling apart. A lot of conflict, a lot of divine orchestration as well from the universe. I feel showing the divine masculines as well that they can no longer deceive themselves about their path. I feel like being true to themselves when it comes to how it is they feel about you allows them to be true to themselves with how it is they feel about many other things in their lives also. These karmics as well have a lot to do with just more than love or romantic relationships. Karmic relationships have a lot to do with family and friends, and I'm also hearing workplaces and certain influences, okay, certain addictions that one might have that affects the choices that we make. So I feel like a lot of the divine masculines are ready to take that mask off because all roads lead to you. That's another message that I've been hearing. It could be a song synchronicity for many of you if it's in a particular song that you know. That's been another thing too that continues to force them to take the mask off, which is all roads lead back to the divine feminine. And when they think about you and the path with you, it's more than just the love that they share with you. I feel like it reveals so many other things, like like their beliefs, the way that they view the world, the way that they see themselves. All of these things fall more into alignment when there's truth about how it is they feel about you. Right now, for many of your divine masculines, they've had to hide this truth, okay? It's like the connection with you. It's like they have done everything to bury it. They've done everything to hide it. And I feel like it's that very act of trying to hide something that's so much of a deep part of them. It's been a very painful road for your divine masculine, okay? There's the separation card as well. So I feel like this separation between you two has had a lot to do with somebody wearing a false mask, okay? And with you, they can't wear that false mask, divine feminine, because you are on the path to authenticity, which is, you know, at times defying all societal rules. You know, many of you have just really taken life by the horn, so to speak, the strength card here with the divine feminines. And I feel like that is what has really caused a lot of spiritual attacks for many of you, is really choosing to go off the path that I feel like, you know, society kind of feels forced through. Many of you dare to defy it, and I feel like you've succeeded. You know, and if you look around divine feminine, and there's many areas of your lives where you are gaining a lot of independence and momentum with living your life very freely, and the fact that you're influencing your divine masculines now to take control of their path, I feel like the stronger they become, okay? We have let go of control issues as well, allowing the situation to unfold naturally. Separation, I feel, had to happen between you two, because what happened was when you both were in communication, I feel like you were fighting a lot of the divine masculine's battles in the form of like energy siphoning, okay? Many of you, you would find that your divine masculines were caught up in karmic cycles that they couldn't get out of, and they were using you as a place to refuel on their energy supply. That's why many of you had to learn so much about energy protection and just protecting yourselves. Many of you have had to move, you've had to relocate, you have had to go under the radar. You've really had to learn a lot about shielding your energy for the sake of this entire connection. But while you have been sort of underground or laying low, I feel like, there's a lot that's going on above the surface here with the divine masculine. The mask is coming off, and I feel like many of them are, they're gaining a lot of clarity, especially about karmic situations, paying attention to the red flags, realizing who they're spending time with, who their crowd is. A lot in the area of career and like life passion, like the things that you're passionate about. Many of the divine masculines, I feel that they've been at a standstill for a really long time. They've forgotten the part of them that really wants to leave their mark on the world or create some kind of legacy in some way. And I feel like at the moment of meeting you, divine feminine, that part of them really took off. You awaken that sort of feminine energy that they see within you, that awakens their creativity. So I feel like at that time, many of your divine masculines found themselves with the energy and the vitality and the authority and the power to really make a lot of shifts happen, to be able to reach, a lot of people with, brilliant ideas or ways of making things easier for the collective. Whether it be on a world scale or just within their community. Many of them had the zeal to do this, and then somewhere along the path they encountered the karmic situations that I feel really took a lot of their vitality and really threw them off that path. That's why many of you found that when you would try to connect with your divine masculines, even at times both of you would defy the karmic laws, the karmic ties that were there. You yourselves would start attracting karma into your connection. So I feel like for the divine feminines, many of you, as hard as it was, you had to create space and distance and allow your divine masculines to go through their own karmic situations. And for many of you, you had to really say to yourselves, like, however long it takes, like, it may not even be in this particular lifetime, and I have to be okay with that. And I have to explore other parts of the journey that I am here for and I'm needed for. So that empowerment alone, I feel like, it's creating a lot of optimism around this connection for many of you, okay? And I also, too, feel like you're completely irresistible with this strength, divine feminine, that many of you are exuding, okay? A lot of your divine masculines are taking off the mask, and I feel like the more they take off their mask, the more they release this type of energy, okay? Past, lack, suffering. The suffering comes from wearing that mask that may be too heavy for many of them. I feel like all of the red flags could be catching up as well. Many of them could be laying low. If a lot of you have been feeling anxiety, stress, overeating, the need to pay attention to what it is you're consuming because you're trying to really consciously make healthier choices. If a lot of you are picking up on anxiety with these things, it really could be the feeling of shedding that old part of yourself, okay? So a lot of your divine masculines could be going through it because of the loss of relationships, the loss of these karmic relationships. Many of them may not have the clarity right now that it's for their best, that they'll attract their soul family, but in the meantime, I feel like they could just be, feeling the worst of it, feeling alone. Can we get some more cards on how the divine masculines could be feeling at this time? Okay, so we have the energy of Mercury, messages, travel, communication. A lot of them could be dying to get out of where it is they are, or they could be wanting some kind of change. They could be wanting to travel, leave. Communication as well could signify that they want to move towards you or come to you. Wherever you're located, divine feminine, I just feel like it brings them peace. Like if your divine masculines try to run from the connection by relocating to another town, another country, whatever it is that created a lot of distance between you two, I feel like whatever they experienced in these other places, it wasn't in alignment. And for some reason, when they are near you or situated near you, they gain clarity, okay? They might have experimented with this many, many times before, okay? But they're in that place of wanting to come home or come back or go back to the place that makes them feel whole. Yeah, reunion. Okay, they could be clinging to the idea of staying where it is they are. It could be their comfort zone. They're comfortable where it is they are. Something about this soul tie, I feel like something about this connection makes them want to go back. Okay, so that there's this uncomfortable place that they are in, maybe afraid to make a move, afraid to be alone or be lonely. Maybe many of them are gaining the wisdom through solitude. And that's why I was saying a lot of these experiences that many of the divine masculines are having, I feel like, are divinely orchestrated by the universe. One thing that many of your divine masculines, I think, are deadly afraid of is to be alone. So the universe is showing them that they're never alone by orchestrating solitude. Many of them, I feel, need to know how to gain independence and take care of themselves. And that's something that they've been keeping in the shadows from you, Divine Feminine, is that they can't show up for many of you fully because they don't even know how to take care of themselves, until they stop normalizing, relying on people and seeking validation. And, a lot of the karmic situations too that many of your divine masculines could be wrapped up in is like family dynamics, right? Still living under the hierarchy of like the mother and the father, and it doesn't matter how old they are or how grown they are, they still look to seek the approval of, the family values and traditions and how that goes. And then comes Divine Feminine into the mix, really, kind of shaking that up and infiltrating that, because it's not that you go in there and you purposely try to do this, Divine Feminine. It's that you go in there because you're welcomed in by this Divine Masculine's energy, okay? So being in their energy and having a lot of their circle be aware of who it is you are, watching the way that you particularly do your thing is what shakes things up. Because now the Divine Masculine, there's something about your energy that makes them want to do something different or change the course of things. And in return, you get karmically and spiritually attacked. And, at the same time, you're also getting spiritually and karmically attacked by walking off your path as well, in terms of the path that you were born into, okay? On the journey, I feel like many of you stray from that and you really just try to live authentically. So you start breaking a lot of traditions and things that have existed in the past. You start breaking that through this soul tie or through this reunion. So, I feel like at the end of the day, that's where many of your divine masculines are at. If a lot of you are picking up on this anxiety, this kind of heavy energy, feeling their energy really strongly and then really disconnected the next, major tower moments for this particular collective, okay? But they are definitely dying to reach out now. I feel like, again, with the separation card here, they're suffering in silence because of the disconnection with you. And the more that they experience these towers that they have going on in what feels like, family and friends, they're only now discovering or learning that some of these energies that they've been so attached to and familiar with for a long time are actually karmic energies, people that they may be supposed to learn from and then move on. But it's the moving on, the clinging to their comfort zone, that's really gotten them in a lot of hot water. What's the best course of action for the divine masculines right now? What is the best course of action for the divine masculines right now as they move through their journey? Okay, I feel like these are way too many, so I will keep what came up at the top and at the very bottom. Okay, so the best course of action for the masculines, we have King of Swords, which we know is the master of being able to cut cords and cut ties, and do it with assertiveness as well. So that's why I'm feeling that heavy energy or that anxiety or the deception, which we started with, in taking off that mask. Many of them are having to come to terms with part of their path, and part of why you exist in their life is to help them be the new King of Swords, the new one in this lifetime that gets to set their own way of doing things rather than following along. And I feel like they felt that many of your divine masculines have felt this energy all along. Their whole lives, they've maybe felt like the black sheep or the only one that wants to do something different, or really, again, just go off on their own path. But at the same time, they struggle or have struggled with wanting to please others, okay? Knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional, okay? So getting advice from someone professional or objective, unemotional relationships, public speaking. Many of your divine masculines are getting ready to have a voice, or that could be the energy that the universe is guiding towards them, is to start speaking up more, even if you may be ostracized from the pack, so to speak, or shunned. That's what many of them have really been afraid of, is to be ostracized and not belong, right? Because it's such an ingrained feeling. They just don't want to not belong. And I feel like many of them have tried to run and, create different lives for themselves, but somewhere along the lines, they always get wrapped up in karmic energy, trying to please others, validate others. We have the Two of Summer, falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. So many of the masculines are being called to not give up. This could be on the connection to you as well, Divine Feminine. I feel like for a lot of them, they could have been feeling like because they couldn't feel you spiritually or emotionally, energetically, that's it. So there's going to be no attempts to reach out. They're just going to live in this kind of self-sabotage energy. But I feel like the best course of action is for many of them to really go where it is their heart is leading them. And I feel like that in itself is all about authenticity for many of the Divine Masculines. Many of them could be a lot older as well. I'm just getting to tell you guys that. I don't know why that's coming out. But part of like kind of humbling themselves and really seeking out a lot of that connection with their Divine Feminine is coming from a place of like realization that they don't want to be alone and they want to experience love. Okay, so that could also be part of this mask coming off, or that realization that, part of this communication that's coming towards you is many of them shifting or starting to feel that way. Okay, and I'm also seeing as well, I can't ignore, a lot of the red flags is many of them just getting fed up with a lot of the cycles, repetitive cycles that they have been through, people that they thought that they could trust, things just not panning out, that ego needing a time to heal because it has definitely been bruised by some of the experiences that they've been having. Okay, guys, so that's what I have for you guys for this quick check-in. I am live tonight to take your calls between 9 p.m. and about 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check out my Hipsy profile, guys. And if you do want to ask any additional questions about your connection, I am always open to do live readings for you. That way you don't have to wait on pre-recorded readings, okay? All right, guys, take it easy. And again, I will catch you in the next reading, okay? Bye, guys.